Good damn evening, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. I'm going to keep it short, people, but I do have a few things I would like to speak on, and I will end it with some very good news. But let's kick it off. One thing I learned when I was doing management at the radio station, when you got to talk to somebody, you always make it a sandwich. Good, good, bad, good. So let's start with some good. This past Friday, Trump declared he deemed teachers essential workers. You damn right they are, because these schools need to open, kids need to go back. This Zoom call in front of the laptop shit is not the business. It's not cutting it. Like I've said before, it's not just reading, writing, and arithmetic. Children need that socialization. They need to be around their peers. They need to be around their people. And in the unfortunate situations for the children who are being abused, which is fucking awful, and your parents should be waterboarded with their own piss until they see the light. But for those poor kids who are abused at home in various different ways, school is a break. It is a reprieve from that kind of abuse. It is a place where they are cared about and nurtured. Now, for the other kids who don't have to go through that, who come from normal homes, only their friends can match their level of silliness if they're little kids or whatever. They need to be around their peers. Just like it's healthy for spouses and people in relationships to spend time apart, it's important for them to be away from the house, to go to school, to learn the hierarchy of the playground. Now, not every teacher wants to go back. That's fine. Maybe you can handle the kids who are going to be online for the parents that don't want to send their kids back. For the teachers that do, for the teachers that want to teach and get back to work, come on down. And if we don't have enough teachers that want to return, why don't we incentivize people to become teachers? Why don't we incentivize substitute teachers to step on up? Bump that pay. If we need the teachers, we need to get them. Kids need to go back to school. The shit is not as bad as they told us. The sweet and sour sniffles is not the end of the world. Look at the numbers. Now, of course, the people who died, that is terrible, and I feel bad for their family members who are left to pick up the pieces. That shit is terrible. But is it the second coming of the plague? No. You got, 600 and some thousand cases in California, 12,500 deaths? The overwhelming majority of the cases and deaths are in Southern California, in LA. And its surrounding counties. It goes LA County, then Riverside, Orange County, San Diego. It's concentrated in highly populated areas. Same for New York. More than half the deaths are coming from New York City. New York City! And in California, there's 40 million people. 600,000 some cases, 12,000 deaths. That is not a lot for a population of that size. Send these damn kids back to school. And now teachers are essential workers. I know that Texas and Florida, they have kids doing 100% online learning, but only for a limited time. After that period, they need to open the schools. They have to open the schools and send the kids back. Sign waivers if you have to. Your chances of surviving it, even if you get it, are very high, over 99%. That was a little good. Now let's get into a little bad. Well, kind of good, but about a bad situation. That human-sized turd in Portland who kicked that man in his head when his back was turned, bounced his head off the fucking pavement. You can kill somebody doing that. The human head, the human body is fragile. We ain't shit. Our body, especially our head, is very fragile. You can kill somebody by doing that kind of shit. But this little bitch turned himself in. Unfortunately, the vigilantes didn't get a taste. I think they should, at least, I hope, on the way to the jail, they gave him a fucking waffle test. What's that, Jericho? That's when you're sitting in the backseat of a car and you know that fencing they have separating you from the cop? Well, if you hit your brakes and someone smashes their face up against it, it leaves a print like a waffle. Ergo, the waffle test. He needs about 50 or 60 of those on the way to the fucking jail. They got this turd in custody. What are they going to do? He's been charged with 3 felonies. I hope they all stick like flies on shit. That is disgusting and terrible. That man didn't do shit. And even if he was saying some crazy shit, that does not give you the right to attempt to murder him. Use your fucking words. I'm going over this with my son. He's 4. You're a bunch of adults. Use your words. Just because you disagree with somebody's viewpoint doesn't mean you can hurt them or potentially kill him or potentially maim them, or make this guy handicapped mentally and physically for the rest of his life because you want to fucking virtue signal and lay your empty head down at night. On to a little more bad, or a bad situation, good outcome. You hear about that little boy, that little 7-year-old boy who is with his parents? Well, I know he's with his mom, but if you see the video, you see some guy come in the frame and try to take the hat back. I assume that's his dad. He could be just somebody who saw shit going on. But these disgusting hood rat wenches, these filthy cum dumpsters, decided to pick on this little boy and take his sign, rip his sign up. Excuse me, I'm parched. Let me get some water from my custom. Jericho Green cup, Father's Day gift for my beautiful wife and kids. So these filthy hooas decided to attack this little boy, take his sign, rip it up, pull the hat off his head, and call him names. Now, before I get into those disgusting whores, let me talk to his mom. Since I'm not 100% that was his dad, I'm going to let him slide. But you need a talking to as well. Because you sat there and let these bitches attack your son and you held your phone and kept filming. The article said, or the mother said, it was her account of the events. She said they took his sign, ripped it, took his hat, pushed him down and cussed at him. Now, I don't know how I would react if you're cussing at my kid. I would definitely have something to say, especially if you're getting a little too close. But you pushed him? You put your hands on my son? On Junior? On the boy that looks up to me like some kind of hero? My little man who wants to ride with me everywhere in my truck? And you want to put your filthy cock holsters on him? I don't give a shit if you're a woman or not. It would have been me and you. I would have hit that bitch so hard, her baby would have been born knocked out. It would have been a pit bull on a poodle, a bear on a bunny. It's over. Both of you. Whoever touched my kid, it's a wrap. Forget it. Then you see some black dude come in the frame trying to pull one of the girls back, running their mouth. And of course, once he shows up, then she gets brave. Then she wants, oh, let me go. Let me at her. Let me at her. You weren't going to do shit. I don't give a fuck. Those are my kids. That's the reason I draw breath. I'd have jump kicked that bitch into a different dimension. And if that was his father in that frame, you need your ass beat. Damn filming it. We're done talking. You touched my kid. Then he goes down to pick up his poster and the girl went to step on, or his hat or his poster. I think it was his hat. He goes to pick it up. She tried to step on the hat, steps on the little boy's hand instead, and he starts crying. Look, I'm no badass. By any means. I've had a tussle or two in my day, but with my children, parents, you know, fathers especially, when you're out with your children, you are Superman. You feel powerful in the presence of your kids. They make you stronger, physically and emotionally and mentally. With the support of your family, a man can do anything. And you got the nerve, the unmitigated fucking gall to put your filthy hands on my kid, we would have had a fucking problem that could only be solved through violence. And if that man wanted some, I guess we'd have to fucking roll around too. Nobody touches my kids. Especially some strange whores who don't know how to formulate sentences instead of getting violent with a child. Man, please. Anyway, to wrap that up, those two skanks got arrested and they're facing a litany of charges as well. I hope they go to prison. I hope the women in there have kids. They saw the video and they beat the absolute shit out of them. And both of them got to park up front in the blue spots for the rest of their life. Now, let's get to the other piece of good news. In the state of California, under the rule of Gavin Bang Your Wife Newsom, who can't balance a budget to save his life, I got to pick up my Glock 21. Maybe I'll do an unboxing. Oh, you know what? I'll do it once I get the little aftermarket parts. I got the extended mag release, slide release, put on the Glock 17. Same thing for the Glock 45 or the Glock 21, which is a 45. And I'm waiting to get the little parts in the mail. So maybe after I get it all dressed up, I'll do a little unboxing video and you can see them together. My 17 has somebody to play with. So I got to pick it up. Today, I'm coming back, took my nieces and my kids and the wife, hit the beach. We're coming back. We stop at Jamba Juice. There's a CHP and a Seaside PD talking to each other in the parking lot. So I heard some stuff about carrying your gun in the car from my boy, but I had to confirm it with the cops. Like Reagan said, trust but confirm. So I talked to him, and it turns out you can have your gun unloaded, of course. I have a truck, no trunk. So I have a glove box that locks, so you can have it in your glove box as long as it locks. Or if you have a trunk, you can have it in there in a container. Doesn't have to be locked, but the magazine, of course, can't be in the gun, but it can't be in the container as well. So let's say you got some kind of little box you want to put in, a toolbox kind of thing. You can have the gun in there, but the magazine has to be outside of the box per the lips of these two law enforcement professionals. So you actually do have a little bit of wiggle room with California gun laws, as strict as they are. But I need to finish up my weekend. You know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit liberal cries. Get your Jericho Green notification tone link in the description box. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.